Rebecca Moore Alexander was born in 1819 and died in 1909. She lived in Pennsylvania for her entire long life. The following is her obituary, published in the local newspaper soon after her death. Mrs. Rebecca Moore Alexander died at her home in McConnellsburg, Wednesday, September 1, 1909, aged 90 years, 1 month, and 6 days. In the death of this aged lady, our town lost its oldest inhabitant. She was the daughter of Dr. James and Harriet Moore, was born in Shirleysburg, Pennsylvania, July 25, 1819, within a few years of a century ago. Remained in Shirleysburg until the summer of 1841, when the Moore family moved to Wells Valley. On February 8, 1842, she was married to John B. Alexander, Esquire, and resided on the Alexander homestead in that valley until the spring of 1900, almost 60 years, when she moved to McConnellsburg, her husband having died November 28, 1899. Mrs. Alexander was the mother of 9 children, 6 sons and 3 daughters, 6 of whom survive her. Mrs. Catherine A. Barndollar, of Fairfield, Iowa, Honorable W. Scott Alexander, Mrs. Thomas F. Sloan, Josephine, and Miss Hattie Alexander of this place, William A. Alexander of Everett, and Horace B. Alexander of Nebraska. She had 8 brothers, all of whom were in the army at one time during the War of the Rebellion. 1 sister and 3 brothers survive, namely, Mrs. William A. Gray of Adams, Nebraska, Major J. A. Moore of Brooklyn, New York, Curran E. Moore, James Moore, and B. Frank Moore of Nebraska. Up until a year ago, when her eyesight would no longer permit her to do so, she read the daily papers and her church papers almost incessantly, and being a woman gifted with a wonderful memory, she was a veritable encyclopedia of useful knowledge. She was united with the Wells Valley Presbyterian Church September 17, 1843, and during all the years from that time up to the day of her death, her life was a benediction to all who came in contact with her. Reverend Deal, her pastor, conducted services at the home of the deceased on Thursday evening, and Friday afternoon the remains were given sepulchre in the old Presbyterian graveyard in Wells Valley, in the presence of a large number of her former neighbors and friends. In another obituary, I found one more paragraph about Rebecca. Mrs. Alexander possessed more than ordinary intellectual power, which remains unimpaired until practically the close of life. Being a great reader and having a wonderful memory, she had a store of knowledge at her command far beyond that of the average person. Thank you for remembering Rebecca with me today.